Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your November monthly general tarot reading. Let's see what pops out for you. Just so you know, in case you don't already, we are officially in Scorpio season. So this will be a month of transformation. Well, 3 weeks, anyways. By the time this comes out, we will have already been into the season for a minute, about a week. And Scorpio season talks about transformation. It can indicate where things get brought from the dark into the light, but the most significant part of Scorpio season is where there is a transformation for the old to go and the new to begin. So, first card up is the Four of Waters. So, this talks about I feel I'm definitely a transformation when it comes to feelings, relationships, connections like that. I feel Four of Waters often talks about rejecting or releasing, blocking out that sort of energy um, in regards to the water sign energy, which is feelings, emotions, relationships. So, for some of you, this could be where you're rejecting any sad energy, any energy of disappointment, loss, that sort of. Let me see if I can get this so you can see it a little better. Well, I could, but it messes up my thing. So, all right. So, anyhow, we got the Four of Water. Bottom of the deck is the Magician. I feel like somebody's trying to manifest in something more meaningful when it comes to connections, relationships, their feelings. It feels the energy, look, strength energy. So I do feel their strength card is a major arcana card. I feel like this is somebody going through a major transformation when it comes to having strength and confidence and releasing, rejecting, just removing shallow, it feels to me like shallow connections, messenger of fire. So a lot of fire energy I'm seeing right away. Yeah, look, messenger of fire to the 10 of waters to the 9 of earth. This is somebody who is looking, I feel, because I did see the 8 of swords as well. I feel like there has been an energy where you've been feeling like stuck, stagnant, just not evolving when it comes to growth in the emotional realm. I feel like it's like the same old when it comes to relationships. I'm feeling like there's this energy of, see, what I just feel like it's more emotionally balanced or reciprocating that sort of energy. It gives me the strong vibe of just releasing and letting go of um, shallow relationships or shallow connections as far as your feelings and relationships and your emotions, even on a soul level, on for you as an individual, there's a transformation from within where the superficial, the shallow energy is not fitting anymore. I feel like there's no alignment there. I'm seeing you having the strength, courage, and confidence to achieve that, to recognize that, to do the work, to go through the transformation in regards to that. The next card that is showing up is the Messenger of Earth. I've been only typically pulling 3 cards, but for some reason I'm feeling drawn to 4 cards. Yeah. 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you've been stuck. It's almost like, you see this beautiful angel ready to take flight, right? And she's surrounded by all these birds. It's almost like there are things getting in the way from her flying off, for being liberated, for her, really, I'm feeling expressing that free spirit, right? So you could recognize where you have some connections, relationships, where you have to be careful of what you say, or, just like it's almost like you can't be who you authentically are around certain people. And I feel like you're looking at that and realizing that it's a restriction. It's holding you back. It's, kind of like tethering you down in order to go along to get along. I don't feel like that's where this energy is going. I feel like that's the transformation. It's like, I just want to be who I am and be proud and free and liberated to express that. Not everybody's going to like you and you don't have to care. It's that sort of energy. I feel like you are having the strength and confidence to communicate this, to really align yourself with what you're looking for in your physical realm. And I feel like there is a big transformation that's taking place when it comes to the connections you have. And again, these can be friendships, these can be work colleagues, these can be any sort of area where there's feelings, emotions, things like that involved, right? So I do feel you're going through a transformation as far as that goes. Let's pull one more card. Let's pull one more card for Capricorn for the month of November. Next card that comes up is the Ace of Swords. I'd say that's the truth. Ace of Swords talks about truth. It talks about clarity. It talks about communication. At the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. I feel like you're trusting your intuition. Something is telling you something's just not aligned. It's not right. It's not for you, whatever this may be. I do feel like you are rejecting some sort of connections, and I'm feeling these connections are connections that are just not on the same frequency as you. They don't, they hinder you, they hold you back. And I say they, and I shouldn't be saying that, because you have free will and you have the choice to go along to get along. And so I feel like this transformation that's taking place is in regards to you and what you're accepting and allowing and participating in anymore, right? I feel like you want to be liberated and be free to be who you truly are and not be restricted by what other people think or what they say. That sort of energy is how I'm feeling about this. Look at this, Five of Wands. This was the challenge. I feel like you had a challenge. This was the challenge. This is why it's being brought to the forefront now, where you know for some of you this could be where you really had a lot of energies or connections where there was always a lot of conflict or a lot of drama or just a lot of competition, that sort of energy, ultimately always ending up into the Ten of Swords, betrayals, right? Painful endings. I feel this is your opportunity to move forward, right, towards that Nine of Pentacles, towards true abundance. And abundance can be in many different forms, right? It can be in abundance of relationships, it can be in love, it can be in your finances and your resources. But anyway, I'm looking at this, I'm seeing you're rejecting these connections or these situations where it always goes around in a repetitive cycle of, like I said, conflict, chaos, drama, and competition. It's like, no, I want to be, aligned. I want to have the strength to align with like-minded people, people who, aren't surrounded or constantly connected to, and we all have chaos, drama, and all of that stuff, but it's what we choose to, it's whether we choose to feed that energy or not. And I just feel like this seems to me like there is a transformation that's taking place where someone is recognizing, like, this is just out, like I said, ultimately goes around in the same circle, right? Conflict, chaos, drama, competition to Ten of Swords, betrayal. Like, oh, and I feel like someone's breaking a cycle. They're going through a transformation. This is very interesting because this is the Sun card. That is the Strength card. Both of these cards are Leo energy. And when we talk about Leo energy, it talks about strength, courage, confidence. It talks about shining. It talks about, really high vitality, like just feeling the, such a powerful life force within oneself. And I feel like something's been restricting that life force from within you as a result of what this other energy is that I'm feeling you're being, like, I feel like forced to deal with and transform from. At the bottom of the deck is the Jupiter energy. This is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is, look, 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 look. The Wheel of Fortune is going to the Hierophant, to the Seven of Pentacles, to the Four of Wands. This is talking about the wheel turning. This is about favor. This is about blessings. This is about things solid in your physical realm, right? Taurus energy, things that you value. I feel you've learned a lesson with Saturn at the top of that, or you are learning a lesson about what you've invested your time, energy, and effort into, and if the end result brought forth uh, celebration of stability, security, that sort of energy. And I feel like for a long time that answer would have been no, because I'm seeing underneath all of that is the Eight of Swords. You see that Jupiter energy right there. And I feel like this is talking about where you could have been really stuck. Like it was kind of like you were trapped or feeling, it's an illusion, right? It's all an illusion. Like you were feeling trapped, like having to say the right thing or communicate with certain people or this, that, and the third thing. And she had a blindfold on, so she was having a hard time. She wasn't really able to see that if she took that blindfold off, she could, get through those swords and release herself from that energy. And I'm feeling that this is what's going on, is like you're just recognizing, you're realizing you're no longer hiding behind a mask where you're keeping your eyes closed to these situations that are keeping you, I feel, tethered to the ground. I feel like they're something that is just blocking your ascension, you being able to be liberated, fly free, speak your truth, do what you choose to do without, worrying about people's thoughts and opinions and judgment on what you're doing and who you are. I feel like this is an energy, again, when we talk about the sun and the strength card, where it's your time to shine. And I feel like these things are energies that were trying to like hold you down, block you from thriving, from, ascending and really shining your true light, right? Like, again, best believe not everybody's going to like you, and you do not have to care. A lot of people do care what other people think about them, and then alter who they are to fit someone else's idea on who they should be. I feel like if that's something you were going through or dealing with or playing a role in, I feel like that's what's coming in for you for this transformation. Let's clarify what this news is. This messenger of fire, the hermit card. This is getting two major arcana cards right here. We have another one up there. So major, and then the high priestess over there. This is talking about trusting your intuition, more fire energy right here. This is talking about being the leader of your own life. Like this is taking bold steps and actions, movements forward, having strength and confidence in who you are, allowing your bright light to shine. You've gained a lot of wisdom, insight, and knowledge. This is a sister sign for you, Virgo energy. So I do feel like you've gone within. There has been some sort of awakening, an enlightenment of some sort. You've like investigated things within oneself, like, why do I go along with this? Or why do I keep going around in this circle and try to make something work? This, that, and the other thing. I feel you're at a crossroads, Two of Swords, and it's time for you to take action. Emperor energy right there. It's time for you to be the boss of your own life and your own world and call for judgment. Judgment is here, anyways, because something has happened with all of these betrayals, Ten of Swords. And so there is going to be judgment on all of those betrayals. And I feel like, and I know from personal experience, when you step aside and remove your energies from those energies that are under or about to undergo judgment and that sort of karma, you'll see that come through. Not like we wish that on people. We really all hope, or I hope we all wish that people would just do the right thing, right? Work, move with integrity and do the right things, and the right things will happen. But there are those, lower vibrational energies of envy, jealousy, whatever it is that take over a person's, spirit, and they ultimately act from those energies versus the high vibrational energies, and that really creates some turbulent experiences, not only for others but for themselves as well. When that law of attraction kicks in and that judgment is rendered, they have to pay that debt, right? do unto others as you want done unto you, or it's going to come back to you anyway. It's going to come back to you whether you're doing good or bad. And so we really want people to align to the higher vibration and help the universe by lifting the vibration, by doing the right thing, and allowing the cycle and circle of life to bring them to their points when they're meant to be there. Next card comes up is the Chariot card. I really don't like where this is placed, because it's seeming at the end. And with this specific Chariot card talks about movement forward, right? It talks about good work, moving towards victory, success, achievement. It talks about moving energy forward. This energy isn't going anywhere. This is back and forth, back and forth. You can see both those horses pulling in opposite direction. Nothing's going to move anywhere. Nothing until that ace of air comes through, the sword of truth, the clarity, the wisdom, the knowledge, having the strength, having the confidence. And I feel like if you're feeling stuck in a spot where you're feeling you can't go either way, right, look back and maybe come back and listen to this message throughout the month of November. But I feel like it's time to go within, to be enlightened, to gain some insight, higher wisdom, to investigate something, right? Like investigate why it's not moving anywhere. And I feel you're going to find that there are energies that are playing a part, or that are part of this block, this stop. Sometimes it's something as simple as you're connected to energies that aren't meant to go forward with you, and you have to release and let go of them. Sometimes it could be, because to me, this is a tug of war right here. This is energies going in opposite directions, right? And it brings me back to the conflict. It brings me back to the Four of Wands. It brings me back to having to reject and release and surrender whatever was blocking you. And I feel for you, it was something that was bringing a lot of um, drama, conflict, even competition, right, with you. There's the second time, the messenger of fire, and here's the page of fire. These are the same card. There is news or information that's going to come in. There's the high priestess for the second time, about trusting your intuition in order to move forward, to grow, expand, evolve, and break through whatever this energy is. Eight of Wands is showing up. You see Mercury sitting right there. So I do feel there's some sort of information. It's going to be like an aha moment. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, there's no going back on whatever that was. And I feel like this helps you in order to break free. I feel like it assists you in really standing true in your power and your strength and your confidence. And this illumination, whatever is being seen, you can even see the rays of sun coming down up there, right? Is going to help you to make choices and decisions. I did see the Two of Swords and underneath in here. And so that's being at that crossroad and knowing what direction to go or what choices to make. It's kind of being, when you're at a crossroads, sometimes you can get stuck there for a minute because you can't see everything clearly. You don't necessarily know the right choice or the right decision or the right path to take and that sort of thing. But I am feeling like there is something that is going to be delivered to you that's going to be like eye opening. It's going to be, there's no denying what this is, and that will create these utopia moments. These will bring in the serendipity, the mystery, the magic, the unknown things evolving and transpiring as you tap in. Again, there's that originality, right, where I was picking up at the beginning of this, where you may have to go along to get along, or really watch what you say or what you do because of what people think. It's like no more of that. I feel like you're going to really see something that wakes you up to hell no, right? Don't worry, be happy. This is the Dolphin card, and this is talking about taking a dive in. This person right here is surrounded by beautiful energy. You can look up the symbolic meaning of dolphins, but you can also see all the people that are like, come and play, come, look at all the different people that are in here. It's like supported by your soul tribe. So although you may feel a little scared and nervous and worried about releasing, surrendering these old connections, relationships, and things like that, at the end of the day, I feel like your authentic, true tribe who, look, I gotta try to focus this back in. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get it to go in and out of focus, but anyhow, hopefully that'll clear it up. We'll see. No. No. It's like this is the card of illusion. I know you can't see it very well. Let me see. There we go. This is the card of illusion, and it says embrace the truth. So this is for you to finally shatter the illusion of what you wished it could be or what you believed it was, and embrace the truth of the situation. There was something toxic about either energies you were connected to, situations you were involved in, even patterns and behaviors you maybe have been displaying on your own, right? Where you are recognizing these are not for your greater good. Like forgiveness is great. Keep going around in the same circle expecting a different result, not so much, right? That's the energy and vibe it's giving me. So let's pull one more card. I do not know why this is doing this. All right, let's pull this one more card. One more card for Capricorn for the month of November. Look, creative wonderment. This is about following your passion, following your dreams. And not everybody is going to believe in you. Don't be that person. Be the person who does believe in you. This is about taking steps into the unknown. This is about embarking on a path that you do not necessarily see where it's going. I would feel like there's a lot of people, or there could be some people around you that are going to be naysayers about this situation. And like I said, not everybody's going to believe in you. Just don't be one of those people, right? And look, bottom of the deck, there's more Leo energy. This talks about leadership, it talks about strength, courage, confidence, setting your goals, moving towards them, taking action, being authentic, genuine. Loyalty is huge. I will say that because there's so much Leo showing up in here. Loyalty is a big deal for any Leo energy, regardless. It is. If you're not dealing with a high vibrational Leo, then no, loyalty wouldn't be a big deal. But any high vibrational Leo, that is a breaking point. That is a thing right there where they're like loyalty is a big deal to Leos. And so I kind of feel you resilience. You've had to rise above some situations, and I feel like, unfortunately, I feel there have been situations where they were repetitive cycles. Like I said, it feels like that. I'm going to hold this up so it stops doing that. What's underneath this? Yeah, that resilience card. I feel like you've been through situations. You've maybe had to forgive a lot of people for a lot of things. I feel like you have forgiven people for a lot of things, but it just feels to me like it was the same old, kept going around in a circle. And I feel this month is a month where you go through this transformation where you're going to surrender that merry-go-round of never ending, letdowns, disappointments, chaos, drama, competition, ultimately leading to betrayal. I feel like this is the month to go look, seeking higher knowledge underneath that. I feel like this is a month to transform that and to shut that out and put that to rest once and for all. Hope this message serves you well. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. I send you love and light.